with your poor white ass. Imagine that.
Yeah,
imagine whistling. Right, imagine whistling at a white woman and getting killed.
Hold on,
imagine whistling at a white woman and they fucking beat your face in like Emmett Till till you unrecognizable.
Come up, Zach, please. I know you're not gonna let Jazzy just make you sit at the bottom.
Imagine fucking a white woman and her daddy coming and hanging you.
Whoa.
My great uncle had to run from Georgia because he fucked this white woman and the family was looking for him to hang him. That's how they moved to Miami in the first place. Because he was finna get hung by these white people. Fucking this white woman.
It's real. Stop.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine.
Because my granddad got killed by a racist white dude.
Exactly, Oscar. That's my point.
Stop.
Imagine a racist white nigga killing everybody but calling black people violent. Oh my God.
Yeah, they killed my mother at 2 years old. Rest in peace, granddaddy. A racist white man.
Imagine taking somebody's whole. Jazzy.
I'm not talking about what they're doing to them Arabs right now.
Extinguishing a whole population and then calling them Native Americans, stealing their land from them, and then calling other people violent. You presiding over the mass extinction of a whole fucking race of people now.
Imagine doing medical.
Ray Jazzy, let me stop y'all, please. Okay, because I can't take it, bro. Zach, how you doing, bro? Stop it, please.
I'm chilling.
All right. The question is, has this started a racial tension? These teens in Texas.
Has this started? Hang on.
Has this,
I don't know which word to emphasize. Has this started a racial tension? That's what you're saying? Has this incident in 2025 started
I think it was when
let's talk about the Jews giving them babies.
Yeah, I think.
Let's talk about them Jews.
I think this started when white people treated blacks very bad.
You need to fix your smoke alarm.
I think I'm in the car. There's no way you hear me.
Somebody's.
Yeah, but that's not me. It doesn't matter.
Okay, well,
all right, you landed yourself back in the audience, bitch. You can't even have a convo because you hear smoke alarms that I don't even have.
If you want to troll with them. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm not going to troll with them.
What I am going to do is say, I'll show this Jewish motherfucker back.
Imagine seeing a Jewish man on Clubhouse capping for white people, being from Maine, seeing maybe one black person every 5 years.
Okay, there are a bunch of black people here now.
Well, let her talk. Let her land her plane. White bastard.
He's not white. He's Jewish.
Saying, well, they do land Jews like dirt.
Thank you.
Well,
Jazzy, there's a bunch of black people here now.
Yeah, they're African.
Yeah, they're African. They don't know how to drive.
Yeah, but that don't have nothing to do with me. I don't give a fuck about African blacks being in Maine. How many Jews are in Maine? Like 3? It's like 3 of them.
There's many more Africans than Jews, I'll tell you that.
Oh my God, that's
why y'all like?
Why you sit up here saying African when you already know the fuck retarded ass shit is it, bro?
Wait, why? What's wrong with saying that?
He's not a Peckerwood. Let me say this. I'm gonna go on.
Yeah, I have a big pecker.
I know. I understand
No.
that.
The most racist people are like Jews, Middle Eastern people. But the thing is, we don't know that they are Jewish or Middle Eastern, right? They look white, right? There's a dude named Mark Zell that was pro the Charlottesville rioters. Everyone thinks he's white, a white supremacist. He's an American-Israeli lawyer. So all I'm saying is these are some of the most racist people, and they're mad because black people are seeing what they're doing. Like, we see who you are. So we're going to group you in with the rest of the white.
All Jew folk ain't cool folk.
Yeah, but all Jew folk on this app are gonna get treated the same.
All Jews eat foreskin.
No, all Jew folk eat foreskin.
They eat baby foreskin penis, bro. I swear to God.
We eat them baby
That goes the link right there.
Them
That's
Jews
a
eating the baby.
Bro, we're not gonna do that. Stop.
That is a .gov website right there.
Stop it.
Look.
Yeah, go to babydick.gov.
This dude right here eat baby dick.
Babydick.com.
No.
Oscar, Google baby dick and see what comes up.
Outbreak.
No.
You want to post the link?
Yeah, dudes out there spreading HSV1. Yeah, there's
to the babies.
Yeah, baby
dick. Giving it to the babies. The
baby.
That's ultra Orthodox Jews. It's not like all of them.
All right, so Zach, can I ask you how you feel about the Texas teams, please?
How do I feel about him? I was trying to tell you earlier, I think that it should have been resolved with words. I think that in general, look, I mean, I have had many interactions, most of them in high school, but I have had many interactions with black people where they said, touch me and see what happens. I have had many interactions like that, and I have never touched them because I don't want to see what happens. So when they say
pride.
Well, no, yes, basically yes, because I have no pride because
also,
I would rather stay alive.
Did you go fucking with those black people and say, move, get up, get out this seat?
I did actually. There is one story that will go down in infamy. And when I was at the DMV, when I was 15 and I was taking my driver's license test, my mother told me that she was very impressed because there was a big black man in front of me and he cut in line in front of me. And I, excuse me, I think I was next.
That's not the same thing.
And he said,
I said, have you ever gone up to a black person and told them to do something and they didn't do anything to you first, like skip you in line, like they were sitting minding?
No, I haven't, but I'm not that type of person to do that.
There we go.
I think that if somebody,
and that's why you're alive. That's why you're alive, because you don't go around and find out.
That's because I'm not trying to fight with people. But listen, Oscar asked me, what do I think about it? And basically, I think that it should not have been resolved with violence. That's a very cop-out, lazy answer, but that's my short version of my answer for.
So do you think?
So Noel. Oh, sorry.
So you think that Austin shouldn't have put his hands on Carmelo?
Yes, very true. He certainly should not have. But I think that from the circumstances that I understand, the guy was in the other fucking school's tent.
No, you're wrong. He was under the other school's tent, but he could be there because it was raining. So they told him. I know.
Look, I was doing this for hours earlier with Keegan. I was listening for a long time. I think that in a perfect world, maybe the kid would have said, "Hey, you got to move on. You're in the wrong tent."
No. Why do you guys think it's okay for two boys that don't own a tent to tell someone to move?
I did not play sports in high school. I spent my time getting high, and that's why I'm here with you now. But I can imagine.
A white person right now.
Listen, I can imagine that there's a rivalry between schools and there's some sort of. I thought, look, one of the stories that I heard was like the families keep. Look, I'll tell you the one track meet I ever went to.
All right. Go ahead, man. Go.
I heard that the families keep their shit in the tent when the teenager is running the meet. They put down the backpack with the cell phone or whatever. And I'm certainly not saying that Carmelo Anthony was rummaging around stealing people's shit.
He wasn't.
I'm not saying that.
One second.
I'm not saying.
Hell no.
I'm not saying.
Hell no.
One second. You can't be saying that. So
I'm not saying that. Actively not. No, I'm trying to head you guys off at the past because I've communicated with enough people and love how y'all jump.
All the witnesses that were there had their phones confiscated because there's video. Not one witness account on a police report speaks about.
I said very clearly.
Are you gonna let me finish talking?
You're not letting me finish. You interrupted me.
There was a whole lot about the tent in that room from Texas earlier, and they said it's a canopy over the whole stadium. It was raining. It was never any tent. So let's clear that up. And there was people that went to that school and that's from Texas in the room earlier. Well, wait, real quick. This is what I was trying to tell him. Nobody said anything like that. Every witness said that the boy was sitting there on his phone, just sitting there trying to get dry because it was raining. And the two white boys came from way somewhere else. And they turned around here. They came and said, get from under the tent. Move. This is not your seat. Okay? Get on, boy, get. And then one of the fathers came out on TikTok. He's been verified that he was there. His kids run track, his two daughters. Long story short, he said that he told them, don't touch me and see what happens. And then they pushed him. And then they tried to punch him, and he reached in his bag and poked them and ran away. Is it unfortunate? Yes. Was he protecting himself? Yes. Did someone deserve to die? No. But also, like I said, how are we leaving out the fact that it's not okay for him to just walk up to random people, or those brothers to walk up to random people and tell them to move because they don't like them? And all of their friends were saying they're bullies. They're like, they roll them in a pack together. They be fucking with people. So, like, you got to read more into the shit. Y'all just reading the news. Why would he bring a knife to school? It doesn't matter. In the state of Texas, it is legal for minors to carry a knife 5.5 inches or smaller.
On school property?
That wasn't school property. It's a stadium. It was miles from the school. 3 miles, I think. Or 5 miles. 3 to 5 miles.
And also, too, they were bullying that young kid, too. They were bullying them a week prior.
Has that been proven?
Mind you, he was outnumbered.
Well, yeah, so it has been proven. So they were saying that they wasn't at a party together because that's what people were saying. But they said they do know each other.
Oh, why does that matter in the mall? Like, whether you're on school property or not? Like, if the organization is, like, you're representing them, then how come, like, we shouldn't protect our kids the same way that we would, like, on our own soil?
But he didn't use the knife to stab anybody.
I know. I'm just kind of curious, like, what that means. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are just very biased right now, and it's fine. Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares. You're not a lawyer or a judge.
I don't think
you're not
heard
going to
what
be
I
on the
said.
jury. Yeah, nobody cares.
I was talking about the protection of the kids.
Well, he wasn't a threat to any kid. They came and threatened
I'm not talking about him. I said...
Oh, so now you want to talk about something else?
No, I said yeah, because what do you mean if a knife is allowed on school property? I don't feel like knives or weapons in general should be around a bunch of kids.
But it's not up to you. It's not up to you, and they weren't at school.
Yeah, that was public.
Baby Steve!
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's plenty of other reports now that I'm looking up again. It's plenty of witnesses. He touched them, then he grabbed them.
Yeah. They said, that's what the black man said. He said it was 2 instances, and then when he grabbed him, he reached in his bag and stabbed him or whatever, tried to punch him. He said he grabbed him and tried to punch him or whatever. And he said both brothers were there. Like, they both were in his face.
Dang, that's crazy.
You know, we can't paint the picture that Carmelo a bad person. Like, he got here just
taking lives because he saved the life too. Like, what the fuck? He saved the drowning kid. It was an article.
And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. But a man stood his ground. Texas is a stand your ground state. So what I don't get is how they keep on asking for it. I think that the communities that have a problem with this, they should be happy that, like, okay, they should be supporting it. They should not be wanting the rubber band to get stretched until it pops. I don't understand it. Like, I don't know what they really, I don't know what they're doing. Like, you would think that they'd be in support, but it seems like every time it's so hypocritical, man. I pay attention to shit, probably a little bit too much. And I remember when Randy Weaver's family got killed, the right was like straight up F the police, right? They was so anti-law enforcement, even the ones who actually law enforcement themselves was saying F the police, playing NWA and stuff. And then all of a sudden, when there was this shift, and it was like an abundance of black people getting whacked on national TV all over the world, all over the United States, when they were seeing that on TV, instead of supporting them and keeping that same energy that they had when Randy Weaver's family got killed, all of a sudden you start seeing them with this whole wearing the blue line patches and we support law enforcement 100%. I'm like, wait a minute. When did we support law enforcement? I've been a member of the NRA for 31 fucking years. Okay? I ain't just pop up and start GOPing it all of a sudden when Trump started. I've been on this shit. I just never vote for people. You know what I'm saying? I never was into people like that.
Listen, the police went and lobbied the right and the fake ass Republicans or whoever to support them because the left was saying defund their ass. So they went to the right and them motherfuckers took the money.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't be keeping the same energy. Me, I keep the same energy. If I say I believe in the Second Amendment 100%, I'm not going to turn around and when I leave the NRA, and I called them out on this at an NRA meeting, I'm not going to leave the NRA meeting, go home to my respective city, put on my sheriff uniform, police uniform, or whatever, and give black people or whoever bogus gun cases. Sometimes with a fucking license. Because I'm one of them. Right now, I have a felony been on my fucking record for 19 years, all because of me being a licensed gun owner. And even though a judge said that never should have happened, they still trying to hold this shit, keep postponing my court, postponing it, because now I know how to fight this shit. Okay, now I know how to fight it. They didn't never think I was going to be able to address it. And now, I've been going to court for years, since January 2021, just off of this. Trying to get them to do right. And they know they got to let that off, but they know I'm going to sue them and shit once I win. So they've been postponing. When have you ever known a post-conviction petition to last since 2021 all the way now? They playing games, man. You know, all this we for the Second Amendment. No, the fuck you ain't for the Second Amendment. Because you went against the Black Panther Party. Okay? And the Black Panther Party was one of the, man, they were some serious advocates for the
Second. You're rambling at this point, my guy.
Yeah, whatever you say, bro. You know I'm saying what's right, bro.
Yeah, I got lost.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. I know you did.
Yeah, let me say this. This shit is retarded, man. Because
How you doing, like Dave?
This kind of conversation, like, bro, like what? So, if anything, right? If we now know that the kid wasn't like he went up and just stabbed these dudes right in the back. he was confronted in a snow-wind situation.
No, from the exactly.
No, in the no. In the no. Wait. Hold up. When I'm talking. All right, let me get it off first. Then you can rebuttal. When someone's sitting up here bullying you that's twice your size, and they've been doing it for more than twice, right? You know what I'm saying? They've been doing it constantly, and they come at you this time, and they push you, grab you, and then you do it again, and you defend yourself. I'm not saying that, you know, it's sad that the kid died over this shit, but this whole bullying shit that's being encouraged, that the people that are arguing for this kid, all right, sitting up here saying that he was wrong for defending, like, fuck out of here, man. Let that be my fucking kid getting bullied. Somebody gonna get on the fucking ground. How about that? How about I go to the fucking? How about I end it that way? Otherwise, I mean, that kid had every fucking right to fucking defend himself. That's all I'm saying.
When it first came out, though, it was like nobody really had any information, you know. And it's like, look, let me just sit back and wait to hear, because to me, as a grown adult, this sounds like an altercation between some teenagers, which is not out of the normal at all. Like two 17-year-old boys beefing. Yeah.
You mean?
No, the guns got pulled, knives got pulled.
You mean? Hold on. You mean 3 17-year-old boys beefing? Because it was 2 on one. Only one died.
The fact that Metcalf and them are bullies.
Hold on.
Whatever, like that's not surprising.
Hold on, bro.
Like that's it.
Hold on, let me get calm down, bro. All right, Steve. How you doing, Mr. Steve? I remember you from earlier. Could you add me back? Could you tell us how you feel about this situation that occurred?
Well, I think you got a couple of things going on here. You got teenage dynamics at play, which are not always reasonable. Then you have the law actually as it reads in Texas at play. And, you know, those two things don't necessarily align. How a teenager thinks and how the law reads don't always align. And here's something I don't get, and I've heard people talk about this before, but, you know, I played sports, I've coached sports, and it's just an unwritten rule that you don't go get in another person's tent. I mean, people that's been around in sports and stuff, you know, if another school's got a tent set up, you don't just waltz in there because it's kind of like etiquette.
That's not how that works. That's not what happens, Steve.
Well, it was a school tent.
Yeah, but those boys, the one that died and his brother, they weren't even under that tent. They walked over from another side, and the coach told the boy he could sit under there because it was raining.
Well, the coach made a mistake because I want to tell you, I've coached a lot of
teams. The coach made a mistake, so you're allowed to get beat up because the coach made a mistake. You're supposed to just let.
I don't think someone grabbing your shirt's getting beat up.
He stopped them from beating him up. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, if someone grabs my shirt,
no, you guys are stupid. You're not gonna. Hold on, fuck that. Y'all are not gonna let nobody grab your fucking shirt. Stop playing with us. You stupid motherfucker. No.
Your emotions. You gotta control your.
Playing with us.
Damn.
Jazzy, calm down, please.
Fuck that, Indira. Get your stupid ghetto black ass out of here. Goodbye. And fuck all y'all. Y'all gonna let them sit up in here and play with y'all like these people are model citizens? They killed a whole group of people when they got to this place.
But you know what? Even if we don't go back that far.
These ain't no damn moral people. Y'all tried to hang my great uncle for fucking your daughters. Nigga, this is real life. You guys are fucking sick.
Hold on.
No. You're not gonna let nobody grab your freaking shirt.
Hey, that's bugged out, though. I mean, kids don't have knives, though.
All right,
Like, get the
Steve.
fuck out of here.
So, Steve, do you
follow?
No, all I'm saying.
Go ahead. Let Mr. Steve finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, all I was saying, and I'm not sure if you heard what I was saying, team dynamics. Teams tend to react in volatile ways. A way a team is going to react and what the law reads may not be the same. If someone grabs you by the shirt and you're a team, you may take it as being disrespected and I'm going to punch this guy or whatever. What you cannot do, because of how the law reads, the law reads imminent death or serious injury, the type that puts you in the hospital for 4 days. That's what the law reads as far as your ability to take a knife out.
I got a question, Mr. Steve. Do you know about the Trayvon Martin case?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you remember George Zimmerman followed him. He's walking from the store. He followed him. They told him don't follow him. And on the 911 call, you can hear him say, "You creepy ass cracker," right? Because he kept following them. So they got in a little scuffle, and George Zimmerman.
No, it was more than a little scuffle. He's getting his head beat off the concrete when this happened. The guy was bouncing his head off the concrete.
Well, do you think he should have been following him?
The fact you call him the minister is insane.
Huh?
Well, I mean,
why do white people think it's okay to bother people? This is why they made these laws, You know, George Zimmerman got off. I don't know how, but he shot an unarmed. He shot an unarmed person.
You cannot initiate, Steve. Let's stop playing. You cannot initiate an incident, and then when you get the backlash for it,
claim self-defense.
You want to come on? You can't do that. That's
literally
not how
in the law.
Works.
In the law, it says you cannot be the aggressor and claim self-defense.
Well, I can understand how someone's going to get mad about someone following him. Now, there's a difference between getting mad.
Yo! Do black people not have the right to privacy? What do you mean get mad? People get restraining orders on people for following them.
Steve, I'm gonna tell you this.
What are you saying?
I'm gonna tell you this, and I ain't no judge.
No, I'm out of here, man. They are on crack cocaine, bro.
Now look,
black people are not allowed to do nothing. We don't got no personal space. The same space they use to kill us, because we in the wrong neighborhood, is the space we don't have. We don't have personal space.
Now, Steve, I don't know if you really seriously believe what you're saying, or if you know that it's some bullshit and you just gonna hold up the party line, right? But if you really sincere, you really need to do a deep dive into what you're saying, man, because that's
when them tables turn. I don't want to hear shit. Every white man that shoots somebody, I'm on your ass. I'm on your.
Let Mr. Steve talk. Please calm down. I know it's a lot, baby girl. All right, go ahead, Mr. Steve.
Every white man that touch a little kid, every white man that touch a little kid, I'm on your. Y'all white niggas better stop touching them little kids. I'm on your ass.
Dr. How you doing?
Why you don't want to talk about the real problem?
Oh my God.
Please.
Hey, and I give you an example.
Hold on.
And I give you an example of something that happened to me about a month ago.
If it's about some black people, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. It better not be about no black people. I'm out.
Come on, dude. Just let me tell you.
Come on, let them speak. Let them speak, y'all. Let them speak.
I had a couple guys show up on my property, half drunk, hunting one of my family members, was threatening to whip me and whip my wife and assault us on our property. Now, here's the thing. I had a 9mm pistol in my back pocket.
Oh, but let me guess, you're Walker, Texas Ranger. When the eyes of the ranger
Come on, Jazzy.
So you just took your cowboy.
I'm trying to tell
You
you
took
what.
Please.
You took your spurs and your cowboy boots and you kicked them in the head, huh? You didn't have to use your gun?
Hold on.
No, let me.
Hold on. Let him please tell the story, Jazzy. Please. Go ahead, Mr. Steve.
Now, here's what happened. I was facing a reasonable threat. One of these dudes about 300 pounds. The other guy was about 215.
Come on,
Half whacked out, threatening me and my family. I had a pistol. I had hollow points in my pistol. I could have laid them down. I could have laid them down right there. But now I could not pull my pistol and shoot these guys just on the threat of them coming on into my yard and assaulting my family.
That's not true.
No, I can't.
Hold on, that's how I know you don't know the law. I just read it.
No, I do know the law,
No,
ma'am.
you don't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read something
You
to
in
you.
Texas? That's a stand your ground state.
Hold on, let me read something to y'all real quick.
Okay. All right.
Unlawful force refers to the use of power, violence, or pressure against a person or thing without legal justification or excuse. It's essentially force that is not permitted by law, meaning it's not used in situations where its application is legally authorized. So let me go to this, an example, right? This can include hitting someone without provocation, using excessive force during an arrest, or threatening someone with a weapon without a legal justification.
But see, here's the problem. They didn't have a weapon. They was making
How
a
do you
threat.
know that? How do you know that?
Well, I had to make a call based on what I could see. I knew I had a weapon. I knew if I need to use my weapon, I knew my weapon was loaded. I could pull it out of my pocket and I could have dropped them at any second.
Did they touch you though? Did they grab your shirt?
No, they didn't.
Hold on, I have a question. If he would have got close enough to grab your shirt, would you have drawn your gun? Be honest.
If they got close enough to grab it.
If they got close enough to grab your shirt,
I gotta hear this.
and he reached out to grab your shirt, to grab you, to touch you, would you draw your weapon?
I would have drawn it. I may not have used it. I would have drawn it.
You know you're supposed to use it if you draw it.
Now look, dude, this is a matter of control. No, this is a matter of control. If I shove the weapon,
that's not control.
Hold on, I have a question. So
they smack you and take that shit.
So when you were 17, let's think about this. I agree with you, Steve. You're older. We're adults. We are supposed to have more self. This is a 17-year-old who's probably scared, right? I'm just being honest.
He was a buck 35, 5'9", going up against 6'2", 215 pounds. Two boys were like a linebacker size.
That's 430 pounds versus 135 pounds.
My point about my situation is, yes, I would have drawn the weapon. If at the point I draw the weapon, if they would have continued to escalate after they seen that I had forced to stop.
Wait. So if they grabbed your shirt, you would only draw it without using it? If these guys came up to you,
that's crazy.
They said they was going to beat you and your wife, and then they come up to you and touch you. They come up to you and touch you. Their hands are now on your shirt collar, scrunching it up. What are you going to do?
You know you're going to pop the shit out of it, man. Why we play?
No, listen, I know. All right, dude. That's you, but I'm just telling you, once I showed the weapon, if they would have escalated, I would have pulled the trigger.
Well, you need to be a cop. You need to be a cop. They shoot people for way less.
Exactly.
You need to be a police.
I
shoot people for running away and all kinds of shit.
Supervision of the police in the town I live in. I supervise them.
Oh, that's good.
Well, and I teach them about this kind of stuff, escalation of violence, that if I see something, I bring them off to the side and say, hey, man, you got to be careful how you use this.
Now, here's the flip side of that, Steve. All right, I've been in martial arts since I was a baby. I've been in the guns since I was 5. All right, and I don't know street gangbanger shit either, right? My pops was a Mississippi Baptist preacher who believed in his God and his gun. So it wasn't never no gang shit to me, right? Because I know that's the trope that a lot of people think. But look, with that being said, the minute you have a confrontation with somebody, whether they have a weapon or not, A, you don't know if they have a weapon and they just haven't pulled it. B, they can do enough with their hands and kill your ass. Especially once they have breached your personal space, you have to assume, did they have masks on, Steve? Probably not.
No,
okay. You have to assume that these motherfuckers is, man, fuck that shit. And my family in there too, that I ain't trying to be sitting up in a situation where these motherfuckers got me tied up trying to make me watch.
Y'all gotta quit making this personal.
Yeah,
what do you think Carmelo Anthony is?
But now, could I just finish with what he's just saying?
Hold on. First of all, I was talking, so let me finish.
Let Mr. Steve finish right quick. Come on.
I was just talking. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, could I just finish? Number one, I'm a pretty decent athlete. A guy, I can get me space pretty quick, and I sized these guys up. I was a wrestler, I was a football player, and I figured I could get me space, and these guys couldn't get to me before I had the chance. I know how to defend myself, and I was going to, if it had escalated, I was going to use a sweep motion that you use in wrestling to clear space, and I was going to drop back into my stance, and I was going to drop
and you was gonna beat up 2 people?
Roundhouse.
No, you're not beating anybody up. What you're doing is giving yourself space as they come to you. I knew I was a lot quicker. I knew I was more.
You taking a chance people don't even take. People not finna let you walk up on them talking about they gonna beat your ass and your wife's ass, and you gonna fucking do a roundhouse kick?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
I do want to add this as a Southern black bow. Like, I know the pressures of getting beat up by a white boy. Like, the type of shit that coming from the black community, they would have never let that nigga let that down here. So he basically put that dude in the corner to where he had to react like that. That's the type of environments we be coming from.
Yeah, all I'm saying is in my situation, I felt comfortable that I could produce space to where I could discharge my weapon and in the situation.
So what made these guys leave?
What made them leave?
Yeah.
I told him, I said, look, dude, I told him, I said, that you guys can either hit the road or I'm going to call the police. And I sent a person inside to call the police. And the police showed up and arrested them.
But you can't tell that situation. That's a bad comparison.
The police showed up while they were still there.
That's your personal property.
Well, I know, but I felt confident that I could get space if they continued to escalate.
The police is right around the corner for us. They waited around for the car to show up. That's nice.
It's just most theft and trespasses that happen. The police don't ever show up in time to get the people. Most of the time.
It took them about 15 minutes to get to where I lived.
But so you stayed outside with some people that said they was gonna whoop your ass for 15 minutes?
Yeah, I looked them right down. Yeah, I did.
I said that.
So these people weren't threatening.
Hold up. If those was black dudes, you would have definitely put a bullet in their ass.
Damn right. No.
And you said that they were drunk.
No, you know you would have, Steve. Quit lying.
Okay, you know me. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Listen, anybody, listen, Steve. Let's, as a person, take race out of it. Common sense tells you. Mind you, we're comparing adulthood to teenagers.
Well, that's why I said. That's why I said original teenage.
Let's deal with this point though. But from your perspective, listen, anybody that touches your shirt on that level, you're most likely going to pull out the blicky and turn them into fucking maggot food. That's what you're going to do if you have it on you. Or if you have a knife, you're going to cut them up. That's just what it is, man.
And let's be honest too, the boy stabbed him one time in the chest. One time. So we know he wasn't on any type of revenge. It was one time. And then he asked the police if they were okay, if the boy was okay that he stabbed. So that's going to be a mitigating factor in the judge's decision.
I have a deeper question. So, like, this scenario will probably go to a jury, and then I think it's 12 people. I don't know. Let's say it is 12. Do you think that whenever they deliberate and they talk, like, do you think there's like one overpowering or two overpowering people, or do you think they literally get down into the nitty gritty and talk about everything that's been said for the past 5 days or 2 weeks?
They're not allowed to talk about that because in a court of law, that doesn't matter. So they're not allowed to bring up. They're not allowed to bring up. They're not allowed to bring up race. You said everything that's been talked about for the past 5 days.
Yeah, no. I didn't mean it like that. I mean all the facts that have been proven or whatever.
They're only allowed to talk about what's presented in court, not what they saw on TV.
Yeah, I guess but answer the question though, like, do you think that like you think it's just like I don't know what I've never been
the court of the law, man.
You in the Matrix.
Hey, I think part of
about the cruise, like,
I think part of it, is it Ra'aba? Am I pronouncing that right? Ra'aba. Yeah, Ray, I think to your point, because I've seen this, not everybody under high stress situations reacts the same. And I've seen cops do this, get a little stressed and automatically start grabbing for their gun when it didn't call for it. So I think a lot of the reaction that happened with this boy when all this went down may have been his level of fear and anxiety that he was experiencing at the time and how he reacted to that fear and anxiety. I think that could be a lot of it. It was good talking to everyone. I tried to be honest. I wasn't trying to shake anyone's tree here. I'm trying to be honest, straight up.
Oh, wow. You're out.
No, I fuck with you, Steve. Add me back, man. The baby Steve.
Yeah, man. Like I say, I try to be a person with no guile. That's just the code I try and live by.
So where you from, Steve?
I'm from West Virginia, man.
Oh, West Virginia, okay.
But
yeah.
Ding.
Hey, but yeah, that's the way most people think of it. Hey, I'll tell you something about her. I'll tell you something about West Virginia. You'll meet some of the best people you ever run into in your life. They give you the shirt off the back, and you'll run into the most low-life people you ever want to come across. It tends to be one word.
No, I'm good off West Virginia.
Let me ask you this, brother. Hey, man, listen, I've been to West Virginia. Have you ever been to Biscuit World?
Oh, yeah, there's one right down the road. I love their sausage and biscuit.
Back me up on this. They got a fucking sausage biscuit as big as a dinner plate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's called the Thundering Herd biscuit. It has the hash brown and the sausage and everything on one biscuit. It's really good. The little orange juice are good. Guys, I got to go, but I'm glad you have me. Doctor, I I didn't try to upset you. I was just trying to say what I thought was right. Oscar, thanks for having me in the room, man.
Yeah, shout out to you, Mr. Steve. Thanks for coming.
All right, you guys.
Hey, Rick, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Good evening.
Oh, what up?
Get the fuck out, Mr. Steve, you goddamn racist ass West Virginia living.
Wait, did you kick him out?
Nah, he left.
Eat my ass, Jesse.
Once he said West Virginia, it all makes sense. Look at what these people, these are the same people that hung us. These are the same people that hung us. And they want to hang us again. Oh, you're in Florida?
Why do you say the people in West Virginia hung us, Dad?
They're poor.
You never seen, Oscar, you ever seen that? The Wonderful Whites of West Virginia?
Nah.
Look that shit, bro.
Yeah, them hillbillies. They hillbillies.
Oscar, very poor, very much,
people that are incest.
And like, you hear that?
the Whitakers.
That's how you
The
get
Whitakers, I only know the Whitakers from West Virginia.
Well, he didn't lie about nothing. He said you can meet some of the best people out there, and you can meet like some of the worst of the worst out there. Like that's a real statement.
I was just go to
The
Roanoke.
Whitakers are crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Roanoke, and everybody was like, "Don't go there. It's so weird."
Roanoke,
I wouldn't listen to nobody's opinion on that. I would actually go to Roanoke. It is a lot of black people out there.
It is.
Oh, it's a ton, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Because it's like Newport News. It's like Newport News. It's like the whole.
That's on the other side, bro.
I know, bro. That's
That's on the other side of it.
There's a lot of black people over there.
Yeah, no, that's the other side.
I don't want to be around just black people. I just don't want to be around a bunch of poor white people.
No, don't do that. That's terrible.
Well, I actually enjoy the poor white people.
Man, well, you go on ahead. They scare me.
I'm terrified of the white people with money and shit.
Oh no, I like
They be on them pills and shit. I'm
I like
terrified.
them.
Just imagine staying next to the Whitakers and they got Harold over there barking.
It's just that with this situation.
I'll go out with Skeeter now for a beer, ain't it?
Well, imagine just raising your kids next to the Whitakers' house. That's some sick
I'm
shit.
scared of the poor. Why? Really?
Dr. John, come up, bro. This is. He left. That's Matt. Cool. Dr. John was just in here. What's up, Matt? We got my boy Edmund. Shout out to Edmund, man. He keeping us alive.
Edmund gonna make Jasmine a
We're
star,
gonna blow
bro.
up.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna blow up on Edmund's YouTube, man. Shout out
I'm
to
gonna use
YouTube.
self-defense because he tried to touch me.
Oh, hold on. You said John Edmund groomed you?
I didn't say that. I said he tried to touch me.
Oh, which
Oh, he
account?
groped you. He groped you.
No. He tried to touch me.
Oh.
He wasn't successful.
You can get no satisfaction.
Ty, how you doing? You still alive, Ty? Ty loves the content.
Rick, did you land? Like, bro, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, did you make it, Rick?
Did you make it? Like, I'm about to take off.
Let's go.
Oh, you're about to leave? Hello.
Yeah, had a late flight tonight. Had to work today. Didn't want to be rushed out. Got the 9:15 flight.
Liddy.
No.
Christina, how you doing?
Welcome to Florida.
Blake America, how you feel about this whole thing going on, Blake?
That's one of them in between niggas.
Yeah, he's like six twin brother.
Me, I heard him talk one time. Like that nigga was making me mad. I was like, nigga, pick a side.
What are the sides?
Mac and cheese. Potato salad.
Oscar, what
sides.
Raisins.
No, we was having some conversation, and he just kept trying to play the middle. I don't like when people do. He was one of those type of people.
I'm on the right side.
Yeah, it's the left that's acting crazy, man. It's all the left. You gotta be on the right, Rick. The left or the right.
I don't know. I think I should become a liberal. Fuck this middle ground.
Man, fuck both
Take all these guns away from y'all motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers don't deserve nothing.
Hey, we know what? Both sides want your guns. How about that?
We have guns. We have them legally.
So, Joe, I haven't asked
the legal people are the ones who out here doing the hornet shit.
Do you think being a legal gun owner and someone who takes pride in self-defense, if someone comes up and touches you or grabs you, do you feel the right to use your firearm?
It depends on if I feel threatened. I look in their eyeball and decide. It'll be a last minute.
Before we get
No, if they're like grabbing you,
killing,
you gonna think about it or what?
If they, Joby, what if they're gonna beat you up? Like, you know they are. I'll whip them with my Glock, or I'll beat the shit out of them with my AR. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. What if you're in the head, their head hits the pavement so hard that they die? Then what? Oh, well, that's what they had coming.
She just said she gonna do it last minute to look at
This
me.
circumstance, this is different because you're asking a woman.
Yeah, I do know Taekwondo. I do have.
They are more likely to feel in real danger.
I did take Taekwondo for
There's other women
protection.
that's saying the exact opposite, though.
Yeah. So real quick, this guy Steve just left out of here. He said 2 drunk guys came up in his yard and said they were gonna beat him and beat his wife. And he had his gun on his waist. And he said he did nothing. He called the police, and the police came. Yeah, they would take 40 minutes to get. What would you do, Rick, if they come to my?
He gotta be front, man. He ain't serious, bro. He probably go grab his damn shotgun or whatever the hell he has.
I mean, I would do the same.
Get the fuck up.
I would just bring me and my wife inside the house, lock the door, and then if I felt the need, I would notify the authorities. But if not, I would just hold down my household. You know, like if you want to come inside my house, that would be a good idea.
Dr. Jarvis, come on, please. How you doing?
What's up, man? Hey, what's up, bro? So just a quick question. That scenario that I guess the Steve guy presented, is he trying to say that correlates with what happened with those 2 kids in Texas?
Yeah, he's trying to say it's easy to walk away, I guess, just to call the police or something. I don't know.
See, the irony of it is, again, I'm trying to figure out, now we're trying to argue that it's okay to put your hands on people, and because even like this, from listening to what I guess the Steve guy said, did either the 2 people touch him? Because then, I mean, that would be a big difference.
No, they did.
Yeah, because I mean, I would ask, okay, so what if one of these people touched you? Not, not like with a finger, like, like physically, because he even touched. I hate that we use that word. I get it, but I venture to guess that what happened with those 2 kids.
Pushed him or put his finger
Yeah,
in his face.
right, exactly. That's way more than a fucking touch. Yeah, I mean, it's touch, but I mean, again, that's much more when you push somebody, you grab somebody, you know what I mean?
Well, in the new article, it said a touch and a grab. A touch and then he grabbed him.
My whole thing is like, why didn't this dude just turn around and sock him in the face? If he just punched him in the face, I don't think anyone
because he was hella shit.
like think that there's anything wrong with that.
He shot him and buried him in the tool shed.
The thing is like there's obviously a gray area here. So like the question I would ask anyone would be, okay, well, where do you draw the line, right? So it's gray. It's gray. So we have to hear.
Do you draw the line at killing kids in Iraq?
How many?
Do you draw the line at killing Iraqi kids, or
How many witnesses? How many witnesses were present? I don't know much about this case. Somebody asked my opinion about it.
I have a witness testimony if you want to hear it.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just asking just the numbers. Like how many? It was just the deceased, the other brother, and
it was about 10 to 13 witnesses who had their phones confiscated because they recorded the whole thing.
Okay, so look, here's the deal. Hold on. They're not gonna release the tapes. They're not gonna release the tapes because for one, these is minors. So then on top of that, here's the deal. This is for the pavement that was talking shit about me being on both sides. Dr. Jazzy know me. I stand on mine, brother. You don't even know me. I ain't never had a conversation with you ever. So let's just get that out the way. Second of all, like Dr. Jazzy know me for about 3 years on this app. I'm self-defense 100%. I don't give a fuck what color you are. So when it comes to self-defense, we got an error on the side of the person that was using their self-defense to protect themselves until proven guilty by the court of law. This young man, we don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't have the details.
We do. So we read.
What I'm saying, he's innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
He claims that he
can't protect himself. We understand.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is to it.
This the problem. Why y'all always antagonizing black people? You ain't tell no white person we understand, bro. Shut your mouth.
Right, for real, man. Like what the
hell? Go ahead, Blake.
No, but this is the reason why I wanted to come in is because the guy was being flipped. I was just in listening mode. Whoever that was on some flip shit. And this is the deal. When it comes to self-defense, we got an error on the side of the person that's claiming self-defense until proven guilty by the court of law. I don't care what color you are. So all that picking sides and standing on whatever side of the fence old boy was talking about, your side, my side. This ain't about your side, my side. This is about self-defense. This is about a claim of self-defense. And that's point blank period, nothing else to it. We don't know what happened. We don't have the details. This young man claims he was defending his life, and that's just what it is.
We have the details. Self-defense is not defending your life. So that's what you don't understand. Self-defense is defending.
I'm just saying, I don't care what it is. I'm just saying.
It's
self-defending yourself. I'm saying it.
Right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying
yourself from harm or danger.
Yeah, from harm, from whatever it is. You don't. The thing is, in Minnesota, I'm saying, in certain states are different. In Minnesota, they give us a lot of bullshit about what you can and can't do. They like to say that you have to absolutely feel that you were in danger of your life. So when you out here, you have to state that. If somebody walk in your house that wasn't welcome and you shot them dead, don't call the police and say, oh yeah, he came in my house and I don't know what he was going to do. So I know you call the police and say, hey, I was afraid of my life. He came in here and he threatened my wife and children, or whatever the case may be. Whatever your situation is, and you keep your story.
In Texas, you're allowed to defend yourself from unlawful force, right? So we had looked up what unlawful force is, and it's pretty much if someone's gonna punch you, hit you, even if they threaten you and they have a weapon, they don't even have to use it or touch you.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
No, excuse me, Brock. We don't care about your feelings.
I can't say anything. Okay, I'll go back on.
You can, but why do you wait till someone starts talking?
Look up self-defense in the law book and see what it says.
I agree, and I can double down with
I think there's just a little
that verifies the Texas rule, what you're saying, Jazzy. Because I have a situation with a Klans girl. Hey, what's up?
Hey, that's 18. That's sexy voice in the where you been?
Living life, you know. I've been on the app though.
But yeah, you have a case.
Y'all do your thing. I'm watching the Braves game.
No. I was gonna say I had to beat up a white man chick, and I had to drag her in my through my threshold. That was the kicker. In Texas, if you can get them through your threshold, you can kick their ass and do whatever you need to do to them.
And these boys definitely went through the threshold. That's what I'm trying to say. And this guy was in the room before, was pretty much indicating that black people don't have personal space, right? He didn't say that, but he's saying, like, just because someone comes up in your personal space, and it's potentially aggressive, that you should use karate. Like Joe B said in the chat, this is a good time to know karate. Well, Joe B, if everyone knew karate, they wouldn't have belts, right? Because it wouldn't be special.
Or guns. Why do you have a gun,
Right.
Joe B?
He would have killed him with his bare hands. It would have been the same situation.
Probably not. They have had it out for hours upon hours.
Look, I'm gonna just say this. I mean,
Get rid of your guns.
5'9", the kid is 5'9", above 35 versus two guys that are linebacker size. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? And then, Brian, before you say anything, please let me finish. All right? Yeah, niggas gonna come out here. Yeah, you triggered or something.
I'll go back on mute. I don't care to.
Yeah, please go ahead and do that. Anyways, I just, just understanding that, I mean, the fact that you've been bullied, they've already confirmed that that's what happened, and the fact that he ended up, they grabbed and pushed him, and he told him to push him again. Why the fuck are we sitting up here trying to castigate him? Oh, well, he should learn how to fight. He should be able to, show him more decorum. Like, motherfucker, I mean, obviously most of these motherfuckers are square-ass cocksuckers or something, man, because they probably never been in a situation where they had to fucking fight for their life or fight, you know what I'm saying, went back into a corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop all that goofy-ass shit, man. If someone touches my fucking shirt, I'm not going to do nothing. Kids have guns and knives of all races all the fucking time, especially knives. Yeah, so he stabbed him up, not saying, it's unfortunate the kid died, but this is what happens when you start fucking with people and bullying them. This is what the fuck happens, man. If you keep bullying somebody, they're going to gang up on you with other people to meet to come deal with you. If you or if you do that shit in school, the motherfucker's gonna go up to a bully and he's gonna whoop his ass. And in this situation, it was more demonstrative of what they were doing because they were doing this prior to all this. And he got judged. Because, and the funny thing is, if we were to switch races, these white folks would not be fucking. These white folks would be like, oh, well, he was so much bigger. There were two big black guys. They were trying to hurt this young small white kid. Like,
It wouldn't have been a storyline.
Right. The weirdest part was the guy that was in here saying, trying to give us that sorry example of someone running up to his home, and he just called the police. And man, most people running up to your home wouldn't even give you a chance. You don't have 15 minutes.
Yeah, you ain't got 10 seconds here. I'm gonna fuck you up immediately on site.
Oh, well, he says, you gotta have control. But what I'm telling him is you also gotta have control as a person and not run up on people. Right? Like, what are we talking about?
It's a straight throat punch immediately. Yeah, like he should have throat punched him immediately. Period. What the fuck was he waiting on?
Yeah, well, they were really big, apparently. They were like towering.
Listen, I'm talking about and throat fucking. That's what we doing.
Man, I got a testimony from one of the dads that was there with his two daughters at the track meet. If y'all want to hear it, I could cue it up. It's up to y'all.
Yeah, he needs some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe B, you right. No matter how small he was, I'm telling you, all it takes is a nut kick and a throat punch and a temple shot.
And run like hell.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody has an off button. Look, Alpha, everybody has an off button. Don't get it twisted. I mean, and sometimes martial arts and skills fighting and whatnot. You know, I'm a boxer myself. I'm a martial arts myself, right? Everybody has an off button, and skills can pay the bills, and they definitely can be the great equalizer. But when you're dealing with random people like this, or young boys like this, they're probably not going to be that.
Any professional fighter would tell you clearly that size is an advantage that skill can't even help sometimes. And in that situation, knowing whatever you know about fighting was not going to help you. Taekwondo is a bullshit art form.
Alright.
You need a lot of space for a fucking kick.
I'd love to have a day with you.
No, it's effective. I mean, the thing is, though,
It is not effective.
It's effective, but if you grab somebody, all that karate and taekwondo don't mean shit if you're on the ground with someone who's twice your size on top of you pulling punches. That don't mean anything.
That's true. He wasn't on the ground as of yet.
True.
He never was on the ground, right? He the one that put the other one on the ground.
Hold on,
right?
I got the testimony, y'all. Here we go. Y'all ready? Okay.
I have been waiting for the witnesses, for the students around the situation to see what happened, and this is what he had to say.
Trying to investigate cause or
This is the witness.
and places where they wouldn't get all extra wear. Dude was sitting up on the chair, right? On his phone, right? My comments was up on the same hotel. They're just young kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity, so I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm definitely my cheater. So, dude walks up, a cousin, a cousin, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
You're talking about the twins.
They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting on his phone, just trying to get dry.
Carmelo was on his phone.
They went from another. They grabbed this man.
Grabbed him.
They tried to punch on dude. Dude went in there. They went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened.
Mind you, this man does not know Carmelo.
It was both of them, bro. Austin, the dude just got unalive in his brother. I remember that to intentionally. It's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school is
wasn't on school property.
Miles away. It was community track meet, bro. It wasn't a school track meet.
Thank you.
So there you go.
Well, they fucked around and found out. Simple as that. It is what it is. Tell God about it.
That was testimony. That sounds like not very official testimony, but okay.
How was it not an official testimony? There's some people that
Well, how could it be an official testimony with no court date? A testimony is done in court, so you're absolutely right. But no, it's not an official testimony. It's just a testimony of what happened. And the man has been verified, right? He was there with his two daughters sitting under the same tent. So,
that's what I'm saying. The fuck was on the ground till he decided to make it a motherfucking a pork show, a savvy. You know what I'm saying? So because we decided to switch up the motherfucking game and change it up for the day. You know what I'm saying? He knew that they was gonna be there. Like, this is my thing. If you wasn't running and you knew your chuck was gonna be there, why the fuck did you go there?
Oh no, he was on the roster.
Okay.
So there was a press conference. All three of them were on the roster for the track.
His house then. He was taking territory and had to do what he had to do then. I'm switching it up. Here we go.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Everybody, to be clear, all three boys, the twins and Carmelo Anthony, were supposed to be at the track meet. They all were on the roster.
Everybody's house. They all knew everybody was going to be there. Everybody was under the motherfucking day. See what I'm saying? He changed up the game. He turned it into a circus. He knew.
Yeah.
He should have done that shit off the time when it wasn't people there watching. Take that shit to, the house party, the same house party that bitch y'all was fighting over about a week ago. Should go right back to that house party.
Oh, that wasn't true either.
Oh, whatever.
That wasn't true?
The house party.
No, they weren't fighting, but they know each other from I guess track or whatever. They definitely know each other, but they weren't.
It was some kind of gathering, okay?
They say they weren't at a party together, but they definitely know each other. So I don't know.
They done been at gatherings together. Let's just get that out the way. Ain't nobody they wasn't just this one off that he was there. We all know everybody knows where everybody's going.
I just wanted to say something about the whole karate and taekwondo and all that stuff. Look. You are one good solid punch away. I don't care what kind of skills you have. We are still all human, okay? And for as long as I've understood, it like my father always told me, if someone gets in your face, don't let them hit you first. You get the first.
Everybody shut up, bust up, everybody bow down. Everybody bow down.
So, I mean, the point being is that, again, I don't understand why, damn near every other situation, it has to be where, and I hate to say this, but since the black person always gotta stand down and wait until the situation gets dire. And then it might be too damn late for them. And then you know what we said? Well, unfortunately, the person is dead. They can't speak for themselves. Trayvon Martin. Okay? And the point being is that I don't blame the kid for it's unfortunate, but I don't blame the kid for what he did because I would have the same mindset. If two big motherfuckers start walking up on me and I'm a little person and I don't feel comfortable enough to stand up to them in that way and I have a means to protect myself, I'm probably going to pull it out and use it. You know, and deal with the consequences later. You know, I mean, hey, at least he's going to be able to stand trial and not be getting buried. You know, and again, I'm not saying we don't know. I'm not saying that's what would have happened or whatever. But again, they hit that kid in the temple. Let's say it did get to the point. He tried to fight him. One of them punches in the temple, knocks him out conscious. Come on, man. Like, that's not out of the realm of the possibility. You know, and now one last thing I just want to say. So now what it sounds like the argument is the self-defense have to be, I guess, commensurate to the level of the attack, right? And as far as I'm concerned, if you are attacking me, you don't get to dictate how I respond to you physically attacking me. This is crazy talk.
And the law in Texas agrees with you. Okay?
DMX said it best. Whatever in the streets is fair, man. You roll up on somebody, you will find out. As simple as that. No matter where you are.
Man, when somebody bites you or pull your hair.
That's why I said
somebody got that 9. It's all good and fair till you see that flash of light.
And I
had asked the white people earlier.
Why we gonna talk about white people at the same time, Daddy? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. I had asked them because they were in here kind of scolding us. When were they gonna admit that those two boys should not have walked up to him and put their hands on him?
I'll admit that. I'm white. I admit that.
Oh, we love you.
But you know what? But you know what job is that everybody's trying to go with that shit with the Bible. Oh,
Arlington Nissan has something for you. We have selection. Arlington Nissan has something for you.
Everybody at that damn school, all his friends, from what I've seen, has said that them two boys is hell on wheels. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Girl.
So for me, do you mind if I expound on that? What I was saying though, so what I was saying is of course the kid should not have put his hands on Carmelo. He shouldn't, if he wants him to leave, he should go get someone. It's not his authority to go and tell anybody to go anywhere. But I believe that,
Well, we had a guy earlier saying that.
Hold on, Oscar. Can I finish? Brother? Just wait a minute.
All right, go ahead.
So I just want to finish so no one gets us fucked up, So, here's the thing, though. If someone who carries a pistol, or a concealed pistol, it's like your burden of responsibility is quite high. people think carrying a pistol all of a sudden you're some badass. It's not like that. Like if you use that thing, you got to make sure they make it clear that you have to be absolutely sure that it was justified. Otherwise, your ass is on the line. Like you got quite a bit of responsibility at that point if you carry a weapon, a lethal weapon. If you use it, then you're fucked if you are not justified.
It's not a lethal weapon. So
it's legal in Texas.
Let's not bring up things that don't make sense. So it's an authorized weapon in minors in the state of Texas.
No. I said lethal.
Okay, but are you saying that in a legal term, or you're saying just lethal, just regular?
You mean deadly, or
just like
in Texas?
Well, like
they don't even look at knives as a deadly weapon. What the fuck?
That's what I'm trying to
They certainly do.
In terms of the law, because
wait a minute, doctor. Hold on. Can I finish though?
Hold on, I could kill you with an ink pen.
I'm a Southern boy. I know what be going on down here.
Just to let y'all know, in Texas, knives are a weapon that are covered under the 1911 Constitutional Carry Act because we once had a ban on knives over a certain length. And yes, there are lethal weapons are considered in Texas.
Of course, they're considered lethal.
You can walk around with a blade on your back if you want to, but before that time, in 2021, you couldn't do that. So now you have a machete with you, whatever you want on your body while you walk around.
But your burden responsibility is high if you use it.
Hello? Actually, in the state of Texas, when I looked it up, especially at a public or a school event, he said it wasn't a school event, but everyone else said it was. They were bussed there by the school department. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's a school. It's a school. What's the name? Stadium. Yeah, it's a school stadium. That's why we're like, who does that on a weekday?
Right. That's true. A community event on a weekday at 10 a.m. But long story short, it said that minors.
Remember the 90s? Y'all remember the 80s when they had damn dare at the school, goddamn 9 o'clock?
So I know a lot of things when I was standing there.
Hold on. I was almost done, bro. According to the law, at an event like that, a minor can have a knife that is 5.5 inches or less. So nothing about the weapon he had was illegal. It was not wrong for him to be carrying it. And he also did not go there to use that weapon. So none of that matters.
Yeah, there was all kind of weapons that
hanging them and burning it down, right? I'm just telling y'all, as white people, be careful because like they're doing it again and y'all are falling for the bait. This man just came in here and told us, man, listen, y'all are telling us to lay down and kiss y'all ass if you come up in our personal space.
That's what every white person was saying.
So I'm telling you now, y'all don't want it. We're not our grandparents. It's a lot of young niggas it's a lot of young niggas with dots and what that shit they put on the gun? The switches.
That niggas out here with dots with the switch on.
Okay.
Listen. Because our grandparents fought back, but these niggas scared of. Hey man, look, these niggas scared of white people. I see it. They is down here because one thing for sure, two things about it. If you put your hands on one, you going to jail. Whether you right or wrong, you going to jail. Haven't you noticed when you looked at our news down here in the DFW, man, when these little niggas out here, you got a chance to go home if you kill one. And then go to jail tomorrow. If you touch one of these little Caucasian kids, your little ass is gonna get put in that fucking car. Man, I'm gonna point you to something. I want you to go look it up. Once upon a time when I was a young boy in the early 90s, a situation happened down here that changed the social climate between black and white people. James Byrd, Jasper, Texas, got dragged behind their truck till his body parts started falling off. That was on the nation news, the national news. And that changed the social climate in Texas, period. I'm far from Jasper, Texas, but we felt the reverb here. Something like this is different in this day and age because these kids, they beef behind a different thing. But because of the area it is and the social climate that's out there, that's upscale living in Frisco, Texas. That's not an old settlement. It's fairly new. It's very upscale in Frisco, Texas. So for that young man to be from somewhere else and to come over there and do that, they feel like they have the go. If you look up the history of Allen, Texas, and McKinney, Texas. Frisco sits right in between, and on the other side is Little Elm. If y'all remember 7 years ago, the man that made the national news got killed in Little Elm by the police. Yeah, it's going to get racial in Texas, period, because we still suffer from those situations every fucking day. So to think that it's not going to go that way is insane. Be real here, the little fat white boy and his daddy talk too fucking much. They're going to lose the case. You know what that little black boy family ain't done yet? Said a motherfucking thing. They ain't said nothing, not a thing, because everything is going in their favor right now. The white family is telling on themselves. Stories are changing every time you hear something. Every time you hear something, they letting you know about these kids' personality. You call this black kid a thug, but these niggas on their YouTube or whatever talking crazy with the fucking guns up on their Instagram. Who's the crazy motherfucker?
YouTube page.
Yeah, can I say something, guys?
Those are good old white boys. What do you mean?
All I'm trying to say is
real quick too. They were saying that the black boy came over there from a bad neighborhood, a single mama. His mother's married to the dad. They got a big ass house.
17 years. 17 years. Married.
They got cars. They got
it's election time down here, y'all. That's what the story goes on.
You see what's happening here? Like the fucking media is trying to get us all stirred up, Like,
I know
about the
correct.
I'm just saying he comes from black people. Yeah, John, why are you mad? I'm just trying to make a statement that he comes from an upstanding black family. Right?
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Not a thug, no criminal.
Listen, I know, and that's what. But listen, don't you understand that this is what they are trying to portray in the media for all? I'm just saying, man. Like, what I don't like about, I understand like what happened, and that sucks. But it could happen to anybody, black, white, whatever. And I just think we need to stop with this racial shit because this is what the media wants us to do. Like, they're wrong about everything. They're wrong about fucking COVID. They're wrong about fucking Joe Biden's mental state and why they get us going.
Yeah, hold on.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me stop talking. One second. One second. Right. We're not talking about COVID.
I'm just talking about, bro. They're trying to get us stirred up, Jazzy.
I'm trying to say something. You never stop when I'm trying to talk.
Because I'm trying to fucking finish and you cut me off every time I try to talk.
I did.
Yeah, she's the moderator. That's what.
So how do I talk if she cuts me off when I try to talk?
Why do you want to monologue and talk for so long? Let somebody else get in there real quick.
You won't literally let me even get like a 10-second sentence in. You have to cut me off. It's incredible. What is going on?
Racism.
I guess so. Because I don't even fucking get an opportunity, and you say, "Hold on, you won't even let me talk." Like, what the fuck, Jazzy? Come on. Like, I am a human. Would you give me a little decency here, girl? Come on.
She did. We understand where you're coming from, but you're not on this side of the coin. You just stating your facts from what you're used to. I stabbed a girl when I was young because I was scared of her. She didn't die, but she was in a hospital for 3 months. So I know the fear that little boy had. He was scared. And if you're scared, you're going to fight. You're going to have to fight back. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't keep judging people based on the color of their skin. It's the content of somebody's character. And when you are scared, you will do what you got to do to survive. Okay, correct. Scott King. Okay.
If I can say something really quick, Dr. Jazz, did you know, or did you guys know that Carmelo Anthony actually saved a kid a couple of years ago from drowning?
Yeah, drowning kid. Yeah. They don't care.
This was a stand-up kid, man. I mean, call it what it is.
We know what our children are. Yeah. I was going to bring this up real quick and say, the biggest issue that I'm having, regardless of anything, is the fact that you're saying don't make it about race, but every time I come on the app and a white person come in the room, it's somehow about race, right? Maybe not right now. I haven't heard anybody in here right now, but it's that the black kids are violent and this, and that. Like, what does this one incident have to do with the rest of the black people all around the United States?
That's my point, and that's why, why is this Jazzy? This happens all the time in our neighborhoods.
Like, I mean, there's so many people that get murdered in our neighborhoods with young boys and whatnot. They don't talk about this because it's a racial issue that they can use. That's what they're using. And of course, the dude's name's Carmelo Anthony. This happened the same day Carmelo, basketball player Carmelo Anthony, got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Rituals, if no less, if you have eyes and see, hear, ears and hear, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, that's what's going on. You know, so
Ray, I tell you what, man, what you just brought up there about kids in your neighborhood dying like that. It's a tragedy no matter where it takes place.
He didn't say that.
Oh, I thought he did. I thought he was saying like this happens in neighborhoods all the time. But my larger point was that it doesn't matter where a kid dies. If we got a young man, black, white, brown, Asian, I don't care. And he loses his life because a couple teenagers got all whacked out and done something crazy. It's a tragedy. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, I got a story to tell, and this is not too long ago, about 50 years ago, 60 years ago. My grandfather was lynched in South Carolina. And my grandmother, God rest her soul, will never let us forget this story. You understand? My grandfather come home from work. You understand? I guess he had got into a verbal dispute with some white dude on the other side of the county. They followed him home. They grabbed him up. They lynched him. And they had him hanging from a tree. So my grandmother found out that he didn't come home. The normal time he usually come home was around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. These demons had the nerve to go to my grandmother's house and brag about what they did to my grandfather, and then told her, "You want your husband going around down the street and cut him off that tree if you want him." So I understand the evil that comes from racism.
Absolutely.
You understand? But I also know that not every person of that color operates like that. Because not too long ago, I was in a car accident. Damn near died. First person on the scene was a white dude. Know what I'm saying? Pulled me out the car and all of that. Made sure I was okay. Stayed until the ambulance came. Kept me conscious, the whole 9 yards.
And so that's what life is about. That's why I say we all know it's a bunch of racist people, but it's more non-racist people than it is that's racist, because we wouldn't even be here right now, right? So I agree with you. And it takes a big heart for somebody whose granddad was killed by a racist white man, right? Or racist white people to say, yeah, you too, to say that, you know, I'm not mad at all white people, because I've heard white people say, you know, this black man robbed my brother, and I hate them niggas. You know, I've heard all kind of shit. So it's
easy for me. It's easy for me to, you know, to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a born and raised Stockton kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, Central Valley, California, known for the Pepper Woods, for sure. So it's like, you know, we see this racial tension all the time.
We see it every day.
We see it every day. So, you know, so it's like, you know, I judge from the content and character because you never know what they experienced, what they went through in life. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a white kid right now. You know what I'm saying? Dude think he black, because that's all he knows, black people. That's all he was raised around. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, some black kids out there, they think they white because that's all they was raised around. Right. Environment, rich neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's all how you was raised.
So,
how we gonna fight the Hispanics if we divide? We gotta come together.
Yo, Doctor, I was gonna ask you guys, like, so if you don't mind me reading a couple of stats here, like, this will make y'all pissed off. So but it's just a couple of things. What about the FBI stats that says
we lost you?
Looks like he shut his mic off.
Oh, I shut my mic off. Sorry, okay. Oh, yeah. Must have got mute. So, what about the fact that you guys are 2.6 times, you know, higher, what is this, 2.6
You done it again, dude.
I'm getting muted, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's but yeah, man, you talking
Yeah, we don't want to hear that.
Yeah, that's
Y'all want
cool.
You don't want to hear about the crime stats, huh? You
No, I want to show you something.
Yes.
2 times more violent, baby. 2.5 times more violent.
Do me a favor, and John, that's your last one, and you'll be removed if you say something like that again.
Yes, man.
Hold on, Jazz.
I am a doctor.
He'll call us violent when people like go follow us and then get their ass whooped and then shoot us. Or 2 white dudes come up and tell us to move out and grab us up. And we have to protect ourselves, and we're violent.
Right. I want to bring this up too real quick.
What?
I posted this at the top because I think it's very interesting. It says, most Florida law enforcement agencies don't report data to FBI. I'm only doing Florida, but if you scroll down, there is a list that shows you how many departments. And it's funny because
post it in the chat, please.
Okay.
You don't need to only post my grok stats. It's okay.
One second, bro. Okay, I'm gonna move you, bro. I can't do it. I can't.
Love you, Jazzy. Love you.
No. Like this, baby.
I gotta go pick up my wife. I appreciate y'all having me on the panel, man. See y'all next time. All right, peace.
So at the top, I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna go on mute. You can bring Dr. John back up if you want. But there is in Florida, there's a total of 828 law enforcement agencies, and only 132 report to the FBI. And when I looked at those cities and law enforcement agencies that report, they're majority Black. The same in Pennsylvania. The white cities are not reporting to the FBI. So if you don't believe me, just take a look at the top, click the link. Right? We don't use Grok over here. We use real studies. Okay? So it's right there at the top. This is why I don't like when people bring up FBI crime stats, because they're very disparaging to the Black community.
They're false.
Yeah.
You guys know it yourself. What kind of PhD even calls it dumb nigga hour. Like he would have mentioned. He's a Democrat. That's the only time he ever.
Yeah, you out of here.
Yeah, but violent crime now, it goes deeper than just. Well, anytime you see any neighborhood, I don't care. Like here in West Virginia, in the southern part of West Virginia, the coal fields have started shutting down. Now, what's happened after they shut down? People get desperate. They get poor. They get depressed. They get despondent. They start using drugs. Crime has skyrocketed in that part of the country because the economic undergirding that kept that community stable and kept people in their right frame of mind and kept them from running around doing methamphetamine or whatever to try and medicate themselves because they're so destitute and they're so poor. That's what leads to a lot of dysfunction. And when a guy gets poor, what's he going to do? He's going to try and find a way to make a living.
Hold on, though. So this is the thing. When we look at crime stats, it's not that most Black communities are crime-ridden. What they do is the comparison in race. Right. So they put violent crime for every race. So what we're saying is the Black race in these big cities, not